Morning, everyone. Right, good morning, everyone. How are we all today? I hope we're all well. Get this one over with. I've got a lot to get on with today. Right after the programme, I'm off down to Motherwell to do the transfer to the 3 food banks that have been selected. The one we gave emergency help to in the last month. We'll be getting another 250 Church Angels and Greenock stroke Port Glasgow. We'll be getting 250 and the Star Project in Paisley. That's where we'll be going, folks. Just a couple of phone calls to make to ensure that details haven't changed on a couple of them. And then we'll go on with it. So busy morning. Then after that, I'm going to get my haircut. Anyway, let's see who's in. Morning, Stevie, Desiree. Morning, Neil McDonald. Good morning, Paul. Morning, John. Good morning, Stella. Morning, Rosie. Morning, Luke, Andy, Doug, Robert, Mel, Jeanette, the other Davy. No, it's no. Sorry, it was somebody saying old Two Davies. It was Stevie Charlton. I see Lorna Shields in. And you're at work. I hope you get your spreadsheet sorted out last night. Morning, Alex. Right, back to the bottom. Okay, folks, we're on the 100 mark. Let's get this thing underway, shall we? Cindy Truck Davy out the truck and out home in his office in Salisbury, North Lanarkshire, where we have the return of the Charlie Cat. And it is a lovely morning, 7 degrees, sunny. Today's high will be 8 degrees. Humidity is at 87%. Wind speed 12 to 24 mile an hour. And the pollen count doesn't count. It's that time of year where it's just not an issue. Okay, first up this morning, folks, we've got the Scotsman. May as well get rattled right into the nonsense right now, eh? So first up with the Scotsman. What's it got for us this morning? Swinney calls on Chancellor to stand down. Now, folks, in that very headline, there is propaganda. Very subtle, but it's there. You know, Swinney isn't called First Minister, but Rachel's given her title. That's to show that she's more powerful than John. It's deliberate. It's also bad manners. But it's about fixing in your psyche that John Swinney is inferior to Rachel Reeves. So propaganda in the very first headline we hit. No surprise there, is there? Let's get that done. Next up, we'll get the Daily Fail. And what's the fail got for us this morning? Well, the Daily Fail has the fall guy for Reeves' budget lies. A government with no shame. And this is a story that Richard, whatever his name is again, the Typhon is solved for the leak from the Office of Budget Responsibility. That gets more interesting as we go further on, because this is the main story in the papers today. So it is. Apart from it and a couple of the red tops, this is the story of today. So we'll get rid of the Daily Fail. And next up, we'll get their answer. Did you know we don't put their answer up? It's got bits of feet still in dead man's sock. Widow body parts held. Grim find as belongings returned. Now, this is the story of a guy who fell off a ferry. And it sounds like he got caught in the propeller at the back. There wasn't much left of him. Anyway, when they returned the gentleman's belongings to his wife, apparently were bits of his feet still in the socks. Wow. And the scum's on the same story. Let's get body parts horror. Widow finds hubby's feet in bag. Socks had fairy folk dad's remains. So quite a gruesome story, but the Red Talks like that sort of thing. Right, after that we should have the Tory graph. So let's get the Tory graph up and see what it's got for us this morning. Reeves clings on as OBR chief silenced. Well, it appears the Tory graph doesn't quite understand how it works. Unless he's signed a non-disclosure order in the way out of the OBR, then he'll be free to talk about what happened at the OBR. Oh, he bloody well likes. So, this idea that the guy's been silenced is nonsense for a start. As to Reeves clinging on, well, she did get the dreaded vote of confidence from Starmer. Morning, Hugh. I remember, folks, Reagan Elite's on right after me. All right. So they say Reeves clings on. Don't think so. I think she'll still be there up until her and Starmer both go after the next elections, because that's going to be the real teller. So it is. Right, after the Tory graph, we'll get the Times, I think. It generally is. So next up, we'll get the Times. It's on the same story. Let's get a different angle, of course. OBR boss quits after PM's budget leak rebuke. And this was in the Commons yesterday, as Starmer was giving Rachel Reeves his full support. So, in an attempt to explain how it is the budget was leaked half an hour before Rachel got to her feet. But to be fair, the guy deserves a medal. He exposed a subterfuge which the Labour government was going to use as a way of softening everybody up before the next election. That extra 30 billion gives her 34 billion in wriggle room. That lets her play about a bit. And it would have been given out like candy, each budget, until the next election in order to win the next election. Right. Stop sharing that one. And of course the Guardian's on the same story as well, folks. OBR chair quits after inquiry into early release of budget document. The OBR put it out. He's the head of the OBR. It wasn't supposed to go out until after she's spoken. So I guess it's he's going to roll. But it was always going to be his heat that was going to roll. He is the head of the OBR, after all. And as for the idea that it's independent, I don't know if you know this, folks, but his office was right next door to ours, number 11. Right next door, on the same fucking corridor. They sound very independent to me. Next up, we'll get the I. OBR chief forced out after contradicting Chancellor's budget black hole. That's where the deception was, folks. Reeves was given the impression that things are worse than what they are. But to be fair, things are going to get worse. She told us that on the 4th of November. And in her pre-budget speech. And the OBR have downgraded growth, which means tax returns going forward will be less. The way she's cushioned us, the Treasury from it is she's extended the fiscal drag for 3 years, which is not welcome if you're on a very low wage, because you will be getting dragged into tax. And then, of course, the tax and pensions. Unbelievable, man. You get your state pension and have to pay your tax on it. So we know we're planning all our lives to get the miserable token pension that the state provides. Do they want to tax it? Oh dear. Right, we'll get a IBAN. And we'll see what's up next. Next we'll get the Herald. What's that on this morning? It won't be on the budget, that's for sure. All the OBR. Doubts on whether Sturgeon files will go public. This is the story we were talking about yesterday afternoon. And there isn't any doubt the courts have ordered these papers be released by the 12th of January 2026. So whatever redactions go to be done will be done, and these documents will be released into the public realm. Simple as that. Thank you, Anne. I think I missed another one or not. Thank you, Anne. You've got a lemon character lifting baby lemon in the air to congratulate him. What was the one before that? Stephen, thank you. Independence, independence, independence. And there might even have been another one there that I might have missed. Well, if I've missed you, I do apologise. Okay. Right, so after the Herald we have we've got a way rag the Express. Christ. We've got the Looney Raggy Express, so let's get it up. Now PM admits seeking closer links to EU. Fury as under fire. Starmer claims Brexit deal has significantly hurt our economy. Somebody send the editor of the Express a crane picture explaining to the fucking halfwit what Brexit has done. 4% wiped out GDP, 100 billion a year lost to the Treasury. So much for 300 million a week. 300 million a week for the NHS, huh? But somebody send the editor of the Daily Express a wee cartoon drawing to explain it for him, because it would appear that he's a fucking idiot. Wow. We can all actually see the damage that Brexit has done. Just by going to the supermarket, we can see the damage that Brexit's done. One in Paul's watching for your post this morning. Hey, Kazzy. Back from their holiday and sending their best. And a wee something for the baby banks. Thank you very much. Hi, Lynn. Hi, Paul. I hope you enjoyed your holiday. Right, so as I say, someday just send a couple of crane pictures to the fucking idiot editor of the Express to sort of explain how Brexit's been damaging to us all. Wow. It is the Express after all. Its readers generally get their information through cartoon pictures. Wow. You're at a medicine mill, go to your chemist. Right, after that, Looney Rag paper. We're on the National, I think. Yep. SNP demands Chancellor resigns over lies, but Sarwar refuses to comment. Of course it does. Every time he opens his fucking mouth, Labour up here in Scotland dropping the poll. Sarwar isn't an asset for the Labour Party, he's an asset for the SNP. So he is. But he, like Starmer and Reeves, will go after the next election. Okay. And the main headline, anger at Hampden deal with firm profiting from Gaza genocide. So what's this all about? Believe it or not, the SFA have signed a naming rights for the stadium at Hampden, out of the Barclays Bank. Well, folks, I don't know what Barclays' involvement is in the genocide in Gaza. What I do know is that they've got a big fucking campus in Glasgow that's employing thousands of people. It's basically actually their headquarters these days. But as I say, people are no happy that the SFA have sold the naming rights to the Hampden Stadium to Barclays Bank. So I guess it'll now be known as Barclays Hamden or Hamden Barclays. Yeah. Right. Thanks, Pete's Music. You've all been very generous this morning. Thank you. And you got one there for Stevie Charlton and all put up and out. I think it was. No, it was Kazi. I've already covered that one. Thanks, Kaz. Right. Next up, we've got the Metro. Here's that. We'll see what nonsense the Metro's got for us this morning. And the Metro has its own human interest story, folks. Premature Alexandria battles to health. Miracle baby's first Christmas. There's nothing like a good news story to cheer us all up. So there's nothing like it. And everybody loves a baby story. You know, everybody. Even I'm a sap for that stuff. And that's saying something. Hey. But, as I say, the Metro, as it's December, it seems to went on a human interest story. The main story is that Richard Keane or something like his name was, the boss of the OBR, I've got it wrote in here, is to fawn his sword because of the budget leak. But to be fair, he should be given a fucking medal. He should be given a medal. Why should he be given a medal? Because the Chancellor was deceiving us. Even if it was just for political gain later in the term. It was still a bloody deception. Wasn't it a flat out lie? And misleading the press, there's no rules against that. Misleading the public, there are rules against that. And I said yesterday afternoon, the SNP should be going after her for her statement on the floor of the House of Commons about Anna Sawar and begging her for 820 million quid for Scotland, when it was actually money that was coming through consequentials. That's an absolute deception as well. Right, book's done. That means just one thing. I haven't went ranting the day because Charlie Cat's no bounced off the table. Yeah, what's the star goat for us this morning? I'm afraid I'm starting to get disappointed with the Star. I might chuck it, put it up, because there's never any fucking boffins in it anymore. But 10 million Kev, I'll run forever. Tears for cheers. Humble hero stunned by Rob Fund support. And it would appear that this Kev Seinfeld has raised 10 million for MND research, which is wonderful. So it is. It's really good. That'll go a long way to maybe finding a cure for the disease. Scott, thank you. Something for the baby bank. Wasn't able to tune in yesterday. Was keeping the home fires burning. Delivering firewood. That's fine, Scott. It's fine. Nobody can make them all. I mean, I'll be listening to Reagan a week right after this, but I won't be watching because I'll be on the move. I've got things to get done. But that's a great thing about YouTube. You just stick it in your phone in your pocket, your earpiece, and you can hear what's going on. You don't necessarily have to see everything. Like this programme, you wouldn't necessarily have to be able to see it. Because I'm telling you what's on the headlines. You don't need to see the actual rag. You know, Charlie Cat's fan club's in, big up the Charlie Cat. Oh, he's out the game. He's in his comfy spot as usual. That's his favourite place in the whole planet. Aldi and Lidl have a jar of coffee for £2.35-ish. Wow. The brand I'm using is £7.50. But that is a big jar. So it is. But the cost of living is a real big problem, isn't it? It's a sore one. That's why it's really, really good for you guys to keep being able to help us feed the communities here in Scotland. As I say, with the Star Project, Angels, and in Shannon today. I've got other details. As I say, right after this, off ski. Down to Motherwell, and then across the Bells Hill to where I get my hair done. and I'll get my hair done there. Now, listen, guys, you look after yourselves. I'll be back tomorrow, 10:30, to do it all again. Now, remember, eyes own the prize. I'll be speaking to him later today and all. Eyes own the prize, folks. The prize is the 2026 Scottish general election, and the goal: majority MSPs for independence, and preferably a bang out majority for the SNP. So we know what we've got to do out there when you're out and about. Talk to friends, talk to neighbours, talk to anybody, and convince them the right thing to do is to vote for the SNP. Okay, I'm off to get on with this. You guys look after yourself. Well, a wee bit shorter today. I'll give you 9 minutes to prepare, Regan, a week. Okay, so bye for now, guys. Catch you all later.